Welcome back to J&J Dynasty. Doing a little beard thing, see if it looks good. Can't really tell that it's there. But got good stuff for you here going into week one. I'm going to make a couple videos, but this one I want to talk about defenses and kickers going into week one. And how I'm going to reference that is that I'm going to basically show the strength of schedule for teams so you can try and grab defenses based off of Las Vegas odds. We don't care what other people think. We want to know what Vegas thinks, right? Because that's who knows. All right, so we'll get right into the video here, I guess, and then so we'll talk about defenses and kickers, who I like and why I like certain teams, and what I kind of look for defenses and kickers. All right, so let's get into it here. Boom. All right, so basically this is a strength of schedule. So on your left hand side up with New York, that's your easiest strength of schedule, because the AFC East teams are terrible and who they play are terrible. Now conversely, at the very bottom you see Kansas City way down there. You almost can't see them, they're by themselves, and so you got to watch out for that, right? So I'm going to do this, going to make a little bit of a movement. Well, I got to do a bunch of movement then, I guess. Slide that over too, right? No, not that one. Oh, hang on one second. We're going to switch over to that. Yeah, there we go, right? Now I just got to do, there, this one, get this one over a little bit. There we go. Looks good enough, I think. All right, so we got Kansas City way down there. All right, so with that being said, Kansas City's not the type of defense that I really like to choose with the strength of schedule, but I do like for defenses to choose teams that have very good offenses or are going to be playing ahead a lot, right? Because that's how you get your sacks at the end of the game. That's how you get more interceptions, because teams are pressing, trying to catch up, just throwing the ball, trying to in the prevent defense and stuff like that. So they've got to make more effort, take more risks to get back into the game. So teams like that who are going to be really good, I like their defenses. So with that in mind, let's look way over to, well, that side, way over there. So New York, I like their ability to put up a lot of big points, but I think the Eagles will be fairly decent, and if their offense can come through, the Eagles could be a sleeper defense. The Colts, once again, primed to have a very good offense. So with that being said, they could be very good. Chicago, don't want them. Don't think that they're going to have a good defense. Anyways, the Lions might be a sleeper team, and Washington, if they can find the magic they had a couple of years ago, could be a good defense to also get. Right there, look at that. The next one is Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay with a great run defense, good offense. That's really a team that I really like for a defense, obviously, and they've been very good for the last couple of years as far as fantasy points. Cleveland's a little bit sneaky. Until Deshaun Watson gets there. Maybe you pick him up towards the end of the season, right? Then you also have the Saints. The Saints, I love the Saints. They were a great team last year, and hopefully their offense is going to be a lot better this year, so they should be ahead a lot more also, playing against easy teams, throwing. You get the idea. Dallas, I think that they're going to be regressing back. I do like Baltimore, the Jags as a sneaky pick, and San Francisco. If you can pick a team for the first 2 weeks to get off to a good start, pick San Francisco. They play the Bears and the Seahawks, a couple of the worst teams out there. So then you get, a little bit after that. I mean, Carolina, Green Bay, Minnesota, Denver. I think the Bills might have the best defense all around. So the Bills in Miami are a team that I do like. I see that the Titans are really high in a lot of categories. So there, then you start getting a lot lower with that aspect. So now, with that being said, those are the teams and how I kind of look at defenses and why I like certain defenses and why I don't. And then I try to look about week 7, 8, 10. I start looking at who they're going to be playing in the playoff weekends. And I try to, if I have to make a switch with a defense, I try to, at the bye week, switch to somebody, if I'm looking like I'm going to make the playoffs, to somebody that is going to be relevant in the playoffs, that's going to have very good matchups. Somebody that's going to be playing Seattle, going to be playing Atlanta, somebody who's going to be playing Chicago. Was another god-awful team here, right? So that's what I want to do as far as the defenses go. So bye week, switch it up, and start shooting for the playoffs with a team with an easier schedule or easier teams left in the playoffs at least. So that's one thing I really want to wind up doing when I'm looking for defenses. Now, when it comes to kickers, and I've been gifted some really good kickers, there are certain things that I look for that in a kicker that kind of somewhat really don't make sense. All right, so I want a good offense, but I want a bad quarterback. Good offense will get you close, but the bad quarterback will fall apart when you get to the red zone or close to the red zone. Hence, you get more field goals. Think about that for a second. See if that makes sense to you. Good offense, bad quarterback. Okay, case in point. I mean, okay. Maybe Miami's going to be a great kicking prospect because if Tua can't finish the drive, they may get there a lot, but maybe they can't finish. The first guy that popped into my head was Mac Jones, but they don't really have a really good offense. So, but Nick Folk's going to get a lot more opportunities because they're probably not going to be able to finish the drives. So, with that being said, I think that kind of explains it a little bit more. I mean, I shouldn't say a bad quarterback. Quarterbacks who are not efficient with their gameplay, their script, scoring touchdowns in the red zone. So teams that can move the ball but just can't quite get there. Usually quarterbacks who aren't as good or offenses that are kind of emerging fit this bill. Like the Falcons. Mariota's not a very good quarterback, not very efficient. They have some weapons. They might get into the end zone a lot, but who knows? I mean, Cleveland could be that type of team for the very first couple weeks because, if Watson's not there with Brissett, might not be really efficient. Or Jacksonville, maybe they got the weapons and they can go up and down but not quite get there. Carolina, maybe. That's that. So, but those are the kind of things that I look for when I look for a kicker. Now, there's one other thing that I look for that's key. So I look for teams that move the ball but have bad quarterbacks. I'll just say it like that. The other thing I really look for is that they kick indoors. Because if they kick inside without the weather conditions, it makes a huge difference. They're going to go for longer field goals. They're going to try more field goals, at least the head coach will. And typically they're more accurate because they don't have to deal with the wind conditions. So that's another big thing that I really look for as far as when I'm looking for my kickers. So obviously, if you look way on the little scale here, over there, Indianapolis is indoors, right? Detroit is indoors. Tampa Bay, they kick in Florida, warm all year, right? The Saints, indoors. Dallas, indoors. Are you getting the picture, right? So you start looking at teams like that, Minnesota, why not take a shot at them? I mean, think about kicking in Minnesota in winter or kicking in New England in winter or Denver in winter. At Denver, you got the mile high assist, but okay, even worse, how about Buffalo in winter? I mean, Bass is a great kicker, but do you want him for your playoffs when there might be 20 or 30 mile an hour winds going and it is 30 degrees or 15 degrees for a playoff game? I mean, a fantasy football playoff game in December. I don't think that's the thing that I want. That's why I try to get the kickers that are indoors, So, I mean, I took on one of my leagues, and one of my favorite pickups, and it was the last guy I did. I mean, I got a couple shots of Nick Foles because I think that he's going to have a good opportunity at the beginning of the year with the offense not really being implemented. New offense, young quarterback, not the best weapons. I think they'll move the ball, but I think they're going to kick a lot of field goals. And Foles is a good kicker. But one of my championship leagues, I did not pick Foles. I just said, I'm going to pick Will Lutz. He's got the leg. He's got the pedigree. They've got a better offense. They're indoors. Week 14 bye. So I got him in the best team, and I actually wound up getting him and the defense. Every team in the league left me Will Lutz and the defense, the Saints defense. So I paid $1 for both of them because I just added the kicker. I wanted, as the Saints were out there, and I knew I could probably do it, but I just said, I'm not going to take the chance. I'm going to pick up the Saints. So with my roster, I have the best roster in the league. They allowed me to pick up like the third or fourth best defense, supposedly, for fantasy football. I mean, what are these guys doing? The worst part is I was the worst team in the league last year. At any rate, so apparently I drafted everybody 1 year too early. I picked a lot of guys that were injured, Akers, ETN, guys like that. So I've got, just loaded team. So for case in point, Mike Williams is my 5th wide receiver on that. That's my bingo team. So, and if you want to say, maybe not, I think so. A.J. Brown, Deebo Samuel, T. Higgins, Bateman, and then him. So, then I've got Bell and Tolbert and Curtis Samuel. Yep, my quarterbacks in that league are Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. 2 top 5 supposedly-ish quarterbacks this year is what they're projecting. Running backs are Akers, ETN, Gibson, Breece Hall, Michael Carter, Kenny Gainwell, and Chuba Hubbard. And then I've got Schultz and Tunyon. I like it. Sounds like some money to me. So, but just wanted to give you the strength of schedule for all the teams. Excuse me about that. For all the teams, and this is based off of, like I said, it's the Vegas schedules as far as what they think that they're going to be. Kind of dry spot here, pretty bad. So probably just got to end this video. So take these lessons, take these notes, help yourself finish off your team. It's time to do that. Until next time, take care.